As Americans continue to work from home, social distance, and hope to flatten the curve of the coronavirus, the United States Senate is still not able to come to a bipartisan consensus for a third stimulus bill. Right now, that bill is looking at topping $2 trillion. It'll be the largest spending bill this country has ever seen. And right now, Republicans say that Democrats are adding irrelevant spending into this bill, where Democrats are saying that the Republicans are not protecting hourly wage workers and workers in general enough. I spoke earlier on Monday afternoon with Senator Tammy Duckworth of Illinois, and I asked, what is it going to take for Republicans and Democrats to be able to work something out?
Up until Saturday night around 8 p.m., the Democratic and Republican negotiators had been working in very much good faith towards a package, the third of what should be at least 4 packages to rescue our economy and also to, help Americans all across this country. And about 8 p.m. on Saturday night, Mitch McConnell pulled all of his negotiators and they walked away. And we didn't know why. And the next day, they came back with a completely different bill that dropped significant Democratic requests.
Are you willing to wait a few days for those negotiations to continue?
I'll stay here all day, all night with my colleagues on the other side of the aisle. At some point, Mitch McConnell has got to realize that you cannot just write a bill that protects corporations and corporate CEOs, but not workers and families who are on the brink.
One of the things that some of your Democratic colleagues have had issues with is this exchange stabilization fund. It's around $500 billion. And some people have dubbed it a slush fund. It gives flexibility to the government to give money to corporations and businesses. If companies and people need the cash now, even if they are big companies and they're going to repay some of this money, shouldn't the priority be giving it to them right now?
Well, that's the problem, is the way the fund was originally set up with Democratic input was that money would be there and it would be given to corporations, but there would be guardrails around it. If you're going to use taxpayer dollars to rescue corporations, which I agree, United is my hometown airline. I want to rescue United, but I also do not want United CEOs to get golden parachutes and pay raises and executive bonuses when workers are being laid off and don't have a job.
This proposal, it has a huge price tag on it, and it's going to be in the $1.5 to $2 trillion. Do you think, first of all, do you have concerns about the cost of this? And do you think that the average American should be concerned about that?
I think we all should be concerned about it. And that's why I think it is critical that we put guardrails on this money, that we include things like if we're going to rescue large corporations, and the taxpayers should be able to buy or get in exchange some of these corporations' stock so that when they are healthy again, we can sell that stock and get money back into the treasury, get the taxpayers' dollars back. We can't just have a fund that will just write checks to large corporations and then forgive the loans based on one man's decision and not protect taxpayers' interests.
The president has started referring to himself in some of these briefings as a wartime president. You have served. Do you think he is?
He is not a wartime president. He's a coward who used 5 deferments to get out of service to Vietnam, and he continues to try to inflate himself and claim credit for things that he has not done. He is not a wartime president, and if this were wartime, then his actions in response to this pandemic would have caused us to lose numerous battles, as we already have. We have lost the battle of PPE. We have lost the battle of testing. We have lost the battle of stopping the spread of this virus. If he is a wartime president, then he is a failed commander-in-chief.
There's some reporting that's come out in the last 24 hours or so that says that President Trump is getting restless with some of these restrictions, that people need to social distance and work from home, and that by next Monday, so after 15 days since these social distancing recommendations began, that the White House might start telling people that it's safe to go back to work. What is your take on that?
The last I checked, the president was neither a doctor or a scientist, and I don't think it is his. I don't think he's making a good decision there. And in fact, we should be listening to the scientists. We should be listening to the head of the CDC. I know that the governor of Illinois, he has issued a shelter-in-place order, and I suspect that he's not going to lift that anytime soon. And I think that is the wisest thing to do. We need to listen to the science, and we need to listen to the healthcare clinicians, not a failed real estate mogul.